This is Laser Gnomes. We're back with another installation for Project Scorpio. Today we're going to show you what it looks like, show you a couple of the mods we've already added to it, and a couple of the mods we've made and printed today, and some mods coming up. So let's start to take a look at her. So basically what we're dealing with today is the FPV, or first person video system. The reason we bought this craft is for filming, and it has a heavy lift capability and a compact form factor, so those features really attractive when we ended up buying this craft. Unfortunately, when we started putting some of the pieces together, we noticed that size and usability wasn't really in the Chinese design, so to speak. This is the gimbal that is supposed to control the camera, which is really great. The exception, it's huge. Look at this thing, it's massive. Like, this is a GoPro, and you know, it's like 3 times bigger than the GoPro. Anyway, it's just huge. It's not really usable in this regard. So, you know, being inventors and whatnot, we just went ahead and we're just like, we'll just work around that. One of the first things we did was we added the Tech on-screen display, which takes all the flight data from the craft, the GPS information, telemetry data, motor speed, battery voltage, all the data that you would as a pilot would need to know to make sure the craft could stay afloat in the air. It just basically puts all that information on the video to screen, just like you would see like in a fighter pilot or any sort of like video game with the heads-up display. It just overlays that information there, so while you're flying you can see it. That wasn't part of this setup originally, so I had to add that in here. Also add a voltage sensor, which you really can't see in between the power supplies there, to kind of detect the drop in voltage, etc. One of the first problems we noticed was, aside from the gimbal being incredibly large, that there's no real easy way to mount a forward-looking camera. Most FPV systems will have at least one camera for first-person view to actually help fly the craft. Thankfully, through our research, we found Fat Shark Technologies. Fat Shark makes not only goggles, but they also outsource transmitters, receivers, and cameras. And we were lucky enough to get our hands on one of these units here, which is a very compact pan-angle camera capable of a pretty decent range of movement. This system ties directly into their Fat Shark Attitude SD goggle system, which allows you to basically tilt your head or move your head and have those movements translated into the camera system. The problem is to get the effective use of this camera, in our system we had to mount it like up under the nose, about as close to the nose as we can, because when you're flying in an aggressive stance like this, you want to be able to kind of see ahead even though you're pitched forward. So having it as far forward on the craft as possible was key, but unfortunately there's frame in here and there's really not a lot we could do with that. So today we designed basically the cockpit, that's what we're calling this, and this receives the servo. Still a pretty tight fit, but a little filing, etc. But you get the idea. And this piece is going to be nestled inside the canopy here, and will give us an attachment point and also some wire management. So it's hard to tell on this clear, but some wire management pathways to manage all these cables appropriately out the back. This device here. We also introduced a nice little gap here for the FPV system's internal battery, as a separate battery pack in the craft to reduce noise on the video channel. Anyways, this is one of the first mods. It's the first person view with full head tracking camera to allow for in-flight video. This system does not record as of yet. The next system will be a larger but probably better gimbal for the GoPro 3. Larger than this, but smaller than the other one, hopefully, for the GoPro, and then a switching system that will allow us to basically flip a toggle on their controller and switch between either the 700 line CTV camera for first person or the HD camera for recording. Anyway, this is a few of the upgrades coming up for Scorpio here. I just wanted to document some of the 3D printing technologies that we're employing here and rapidly putting into place to solve some of our immediate woes. Laser Gnomes out.